Every patch, heroes seem to get stronger, but is Moonton slowly power creeping its own meta? Because if you've been grinding rank lately in Mobile Legends Bang Bang, you've probably felt it. Damage is higher, cooldowns are shorter, and newer heroes feel overloaded. But here's the real question. Is this intentional design, or is the game quietly spiraling into a power creep cycle that's getting harder to control every single match? Welcome back to Mobile Legends News. As the developer behind Mobile Legends Bang Bang, Moonton has full control over how the meta evolves through buffs, nerfs, and hero releases. With patch 2.1.61 introducing massive adjustments, including widespread stat tuning and 19 buffs compared to the only 9 nerfs, many players are starting to question the direction of balance. This video breaks down whether these updates are simply meta shifts or clear signs that overall hero power is steadily increasing over time. Power creep is a term that often pops up in Mobile Legends, but what does it really mean for the game? Power creep happens when new content, buffs, balance changes, or systems gradually rise the overall strength ceiling, making older heroes feel weaker compared to the newer ones. This isn't unique to MLBB, but many players feel like the pace of change has accelerated over the past year. It's time to break down exactly how Moonton's patches and hero designs may be unintentionally pushing the meta into an ever more powerful direction. Official patch notes confirm that many recent changes lean in this direction. A look at patch 2.1.61, one of the latest official patches, immediately highlights a trend. There were 19 buffs compared to the only 9 nerfs. This means nearly twice as many heroes were receiving enhancements than reductions in strength. Buffs aren't inherently a problem. They can make underperforming heroes viable, encourage variety, and maintain a meta balance. However, when the number and scale of buffs consistently outweigh nerfs, the overall power level of the game rises gradually. In this patch, many mid lane mages experience cooldown reductions, damage adjustments, or mana cost reductions, effectively raising their baseline strength. Equipment items like Concentrated Energy and Feather of Heaven were adjusted to provide higher magic power, indirectly boosting heroes who rely on these items. Several previously underpowered heroes receive significant quality of life or damage buffs, increasing their viability in higher level play. Taken together, these repeated small changes contribute to a creeping increase in hero power, which many players recognize as power creep. Every new hero introduced in MLBB also contributes to this dynamic. Each hero must compete with older heroes in terms of strength, provide a unique experience for players, and feel desirable to play. The introduction of Marcel, the Soul Photographer, in patch 2.1.61 is a perfect example. Marcel is a support hero with a kit that combines utility and damage potential in ways that older supports could not match. New hero releases aren't just cosmetic too, they are design statements. The mechanics, burst potential, and mobility are all calibrated to compete with the older roster, which naturally leads to a meta where newer heroes feel stronger and more complex. Veteran heroes often require buffs to remain viable, which contributes to the gradual upward shift in overall hero strength. There's also the items in MLBB, which are another subtle but powerful contributor to power creep. Adjustments to item stats like magic power increases on Concentrated Energy and Feather of Heaven directly enhance mages and certain marksmen, while indirectly affecting gameplay across multiple hero classes. Other support or defense items saw changes that increase survivability or sustainability in fights. These item adjustments may seem minor individually, but collectively they raise the baseline power of heroes across the board. In contrast, earlier versions of MLBB featured more incremental or targeted item changes, so these broader systemic adjustments are a significant factor in the rising strength of the meta. Looking at older hero designs versus newer ones show a clear shift in design philosophy too. Older heroes often had simpler, more predictable kits where power spikes were closely tied to levels and items, and early game strength was intentionally weaker to ensure scaling mattered. Newer heroes or even older heroes that have received extensive buffs tend to have stronger base stats, more mobility, enhanced utility, and burst potential. Cooldowns are often shorter, enabling more frequent engagements. Modern heroes come with built-in bonuses like shields, enhanced skill effects, or scaling triggers. This evolution reflects both player expectations for more dynamic gameplay and competitive design goals, but it also raises the baseline power level. For example, recent mana cost normalizations and cooldown reductions for mages were intended to balance out, but it had the side effect of making them more potent in prolonged fights. This steady rise in hero potential is a subtle but undeniable form of power creep. Moonton's balancing approach further highlights this trend. The company must balance for a diverse player base and not just professional players, which means heroes need to feel fun, impactful, and rewarding to play. Yet, rewarding mechanics often come with added damage, mobility, or utility, which naturally pushes overall hero strength upward. Comparing this to earlier MLBB where kits were simpler and games were slower paced, the modern approach results in more explosive fights and higher base hero output. Balance patches, while necessary, struggle to fully counteract this upward shift. Some heroes receive major buffs, others receive nerfs, but often the reductions aren't sufficient to bring a hero's power below the new baseline. In patch 2.1.61, widespread adjustments to multiple heroes show an awareness of this trend, but the net effect of so many buffs and systemic shifts still contributes to a feeling of creeping power. While it may appear that Moonson is intentionally power creeping the game, the reality is more nuanced. The studio aims to maintain balanced gameplay, diversify the meta, introduce engaging heroes, and evolve the game over time. However, the cumulative effect of repeated small buffs, new hero releases, and systemic item changes produces a subtle upward shift in hero strength. It's not explosive or sudden, it's a gradual increase in the power ceiling, making the meta feel faster, fights more intense, and heroes more capable than in previous seasons. Despite these upward trends, power creep isn't necessarily negative. Evolution in hero mechanics, items, and balance prevents the game from stagnating and keeps gameplay engaging. Players demand freshness, new heroes, and new tactics, which naturally comes with an increase in power output. Yet, this must be carefully managed to maintain competitive integrity and long-term stability. If power levels continue to rise unchecked, older heroes risk becoming irrelevant, and the meta may feel chaotic, especially at higher ranks. Patch 2.1.61 reflects Moonton's awareness of this challenge, broadening mid-lane diversity, adjusting mana costs, rebalancing items, and improving hero viability while trying to contain power creep. Even so, the overall upward drift is undeniable. Looking forward, the future of MLBB balance may involve more targeted nerfs, slower systemic item buffs, or reworks for older heroes to align with newer design philosophies. Alternatively, the meta may continue to expand outward, creating a slightly stronger baseline each season until a major reset or rebalancing occurs. Power creep in MLBB is real, but it is a natural consequence of repeated incremental changes designed to keep the game fresh and engaging. Official patch data shows a consistent trend of buffs outnumbering nerfs, widespread systemic adjustments, and heroes with increasingly complex and potent kits. Whether this trend is ultimately positive or negative depends on perspective. But it is undeniable that MLBB in 2026 feels more dynamic, fast-paced, and powerful than ever before. And that is exactly what keeps players talking and competing. The debate over power creep in Mobile Legends is never going to go away. While recent patches and hero releases make the meta feel faster, stronger, and more explosive, balance updates are designed to ensure fairness and keep all heroes viable. Moonton's goal is to maintain diversity and fun across the roster, even as newer heroes raise the bar. Understanding these trends help players adapt without feeling left behind, keeping the game competitive and exciting. So, what do you think? Is MLBB genuinely power creeping, or is it just evolving? Drop your thoughts in the comments and join the conversation. And don't miss our next video where we'll explore how older heroes can still shine and compete effectively in the current meta, no matter the buffs. Till next time.